August 4, 2026, Air India Flight 2379 is cruising at 35,000 feet on its route from Phuket to Delhi. Inside the cockpit, the environment is calm. The autopilot is engaged, the sky is cloudless, and the weather radar shows a completely clear path ahead. Without any warning from the instruments, the aircraft suddenly plunges 300 feet in a matter of seconds. The floor essentially disappears. For anyone not secured by a seatbelt, inertia carries them upward while the plane falls away, sending bodies and unrestrained objects toward the ceiling of the cabin. 17 people were injured in the jolt. Because the descent was so instantaneous, the aircraft's pressure valves couldn't equalize the cabin environment fast enough. The resulting pressure spike caused barotrauma, including ruptured eardrums, alongside severe neck and back injuries from the physical impact. The pilots regained control and landed safely in Delhi.
Following the landing, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation immediately secured the black boxes to begin a forensic analysis of the flight data. Standard turbulence is tied to storms, heat, or mountains. Here, the radar was empty and the air was clear, yet a 40-ton airliner was violently thrown through the sky by a force that left no visual or electronic trace. Turbulence is the irregular, unpredictable movement of air masses. It is the result of natural atmospheric forces, like wind shear or thermal currents, disturbing the steady flow of air that keeps an aircraft aloft. Convective turbulence forms when sun-heated warm air rises and collides with cooler layers. Mechanical turbulence happens when horizontal winds hit obstacles like buildings, breaking into chaotic eddies. Lastly, mountain wave turbulence occurs when stable air over peaks oscillates into repeating patterns downwind. Pilots can anticipate these hazards because they are tied to visible weather systems or fixed geographic features that appear on every flight map. Flight 2379 encountered a more elusive hazard, clear air turbulence, or CAT. It occurs exclusively at high altitudes, usually above 15,000 feet, operating in skies that appear completely tranquil. This turbulence is most intense near the jet streams, the high-speed rivers of air that circulate around the globe. CAT is born from friction. When two adjacent air masses move at vastly different speeds, they grind against each other. This creates a violent boundary layer of wind shear, where the air begins to churn and roll. Because this happens in cloud-free air, it creates a significant blind spot for modern aviation. Standard weather radar relies on moisture, bouncing microwave signals off water droplets in rain clouds to display threats on screen. But clear air turbulence is dry. Without water droplets, radar signals pass straight through the wind shear, falsely registering as perfectly smooth air. The crew of AI2379 flew into an atmospheric collision they were physically unable to see. Their instruments were looking for moisture, leaving them blind to the violent movement of dry air. If CAT is invisible to technology, how do pilots and dispatchers manage the risk? The primary defense is a crowdsourced network of pilot reports, or PIREPs. Planes ahead act as scouts, radioing back coordinates of rough air they encounter so trailing aircraft can adjust. When a plane does hit a pocket of CAT, pilots immediately change altitude by several thousand feet, searching for a more stable layer of the atmosphere. To protect the aircraft itself, pilots reduce speed to a specific metric called maneuvering speed, or VA. This helps the plane penetrate the turbulence while minimizing the structural load on the wings and fuselage. Modern aircraft like this A320neo are over-engineered for these moments. This illustration highlights the reinforced structural points along the wing roots and fuselage, designed to withstand loads far beyond what any clear air event can produce. While the airframe is designed to survive the impact, the interior of the cabin is less forgiving. The injuries on Flight 2379 occurred because the human body cannot withstand the instantaneous change in G-forces when it isn't anchored to the plane. Aviation engineering ensures the airplane will withstand an invisible ambush, but the only way to ensure the passengers survive it is a simple seatbelt, kept fastened even when the sky looks clear.